Jai Hind children, welcome to my YouTube channel SOS Study Point. Student, today I am here with a new topic from Hornbill, The Portrait of a Lady. You know, this is very first chapter from your Hornbill book, and this is a very interesting chapter because in this chapter you will see the life of a lady and about the relationship between grandmother and grandson. So let us see what is this in this story. Student, you can see on your screen this picture. In this picture you can see this Khushwant Singh. Actually this is the writer, this is the author of this story. So this is very important to know about the writer before study this chapter. So let us see about the writer, some fact about the writer. Student, you can see this picture and data on your screen. Author name, this is Khushwant Singh. You know very well. Author is Khushwant Singh. He born on 2nd of February 1915, Hadali, Pakistan, and died on 20th March 2014, Sujan Singh Park, New Delhi. And the name of his spouse is Kawal Malik. And if we talk about the education of Mr. Khushwant Singh, he was GCU, Punjab University, King's College, London, the Dickson Spoon School of Law, St. Stephen's College. This is the education. This is the education life of Khushwant Singh. And if he talks about the award which he got in his whole life, this is Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Punjab Ratna Award. These are the award, these are the prize, these are the reinforcement which is get by the writer Khushwant Singh. Now, if he talks about the character of this story, only two important characters. First one is grandmother, second one is Khushwant Singh. So here, student, you can see Khushwant Singh and grandmother. Khushwant Singh's grandmother is described as an extremely religious person. She was a very kind lady. She was short, fat and slightly bent. Her face was wrinkled and she was always dressed in spotless white clothes. In the village, she took care of all the needs of the author when he was a child. It means grandmother was very care person who was just care of her grandson of Khushwant Singh. Now next character is Khushwant Singh, who is the author of this story. He recounts his childhood days and his relationship with his grandmother. So here we will see the relationship between grandmother and grandson. Student, this is the theme which you can see on your screen. So if we talk about a theme of this story, because theme and summary is different. Summary just can be explained, but theme just can be said, just we can say in a sentence, in a paragraph. This is the theme. The Portrait of a Lady is a part of an autobiography by Khushwant Singh. You know, this is a part of an autobiography by Khushwant Singh. In this story, the author draws a pen portrait of his grandmother. So this is the theme. The author draws a pen portrait of his grandmother. He beautifully unfolds their relationship and how it undergoes several changes. In other words, the story is a loving tribute from a grandson to his grandmother. This story gives a picture of human relationship. It is a realistic account of how the grandparents give all their time, attention and love to their grandchildren. So in this story you will see the pen portrait of his grandmother. It means Khushwant Singh just want to show the pen portrait of his grandmother, his love for his grandmother, and also the loves, also the relationship between the grandmother and grandson. This is the complete theme of the story. But if it talks about the summary, so this is the summary, student. Let's see what is the summary of this story. So I'm just starting from the very first line of the story. The chapter, The Portrait of a Lady, is a story of the author and his grandmother. Yes, this is the story of the author and his grandmother. The grandmother was an old woman with a wrinkled face. She was very old. The author had always seen her like this for the past 20 years. She appeared to be so old that he could not imagine her being young and pretty. Someone who had a husband. She was short, fat, slightly bent. Means she was in her old age. She was just bent from the waist. The author had seen his grandfather's portrait, an old man with a turban and a long white beard covering his chest. So this is the picture which was seen by the author on the wall in the story. To the author, his grandfather didn't seem like a man who could have a wife and children, but someone who could have a lots of grandchildren. His grandmother used to move around the house in spotless white, with her one hand resting on her waist and one other hand counting the beads of her rosary. Means this is the condition of the grandmother. She was just having one hand on her waist, and from one hand she was counting the beads of her rosary. Now in the initial days, the author and his grandmother had a good relationship. She used to wake him up and get him ready for school. So now here we can see the relationship between grandmother and grandson. She had a good relationship with her grandson. She used to wake him up and get him ready for school. She used to pack the things required by him for the day and walked him to school every day. She used to visit the temple that was attached to the school. She had a routine of reading the scriptures. So this was the work which was doing by the grandmother. The author, along with other children, sat on the veranda singing alphabet and morning prayers. They both used to come back and home together, with the stray dogs roaming around them, as his grandmother would carry the stale chapati to feed them. So with the help of this, her grandmother was doing just two things. She was also feeding the chapati to the dogs, stray dogs, and also she was just carried to her grandson to the school, and grandson was just singing in the grandson also singing alphabet and morning prayers in the veranda. So soon the parents of the author, who went to the city to settle in, and called them. As they reached the city, his relationship with his grandmother took a turn. This is the turning point of the relationship. Though they shared the room, the bond grew apart. He started going to an English medium school. Now, the writer just going to an English medium school. She no longer accompanied him to his school, and there was no longer stray dogs who roam around them while walking back home. She, however, used to ask him about his day and what he had learned. She didn't understand anything, as everything was in another language, which he could not understand. She didn't approve of the new syllabus that he was studying because she thought that they did not teach him about God and the scriptures. They saw less of each other. So now this is the time when the writer was just going to an English medium school, but his grandmother was very patriotic and also have a very faith in God. That is why she don't want to let him go to the English medium school, because there is no teacher who was just teaching about the God and sculptures. There was no education of culture, Hindu culture, and there were no teacher who was just teaching about the God and scriptures. That is why his grandmother don't want to send him to that school. And also, they were just living in a city. That is why his grandmother was not just find out the stray dog to feed them. As the days passed, he grew older, soon went to the university. He had his own room, and this made their relationship sour. She stopped talking to everyone and spent her whole day sitting at her spinning wheel, reciting prayers and moving beads of the rosary with one hand. So this is very important line, because as the days passed, he grew older and soon went to the university. Means now Khuswant Singh was just going to the university and he had his own room, and this made their relationship sour. So after getting that own room by the Khuswant Singh, their relationship was going to be sour. That is why she stopped talking to everyone and spent her whole day sitting at the spinning wheel, reciting prayers and moving beads of the rosary with one hand. However, she loved feeding the sparrow in the veranda at dawn. So in the village, she was just feeding the stray dog. Now in the city where she don't have found out the stray dog, that is why she decided to feed sparrows. Where? In the veranda at dawn, breaking breeds into pieces and feeding it to the birds was her daily routine. This was the routine of the grandmother. The birds would sit on her legs, her head, some even on the shoulders. So this was the regular work of grandmother, and she used to do these types of work. In the village, she was just feeding out to the stray dog, and in the city, she was just feeding out to the sparrows. Soon the author decided to go abroad for further studies. Now Khuswant Singh has decided to go abroad for further studies. She came to the railway station to leave him off. She was not sentimental, continuously recited her prayers, her mind lost in the prayers, and she kissed him on the forehead. After 5 years, as he returned home, she was there. Came to pick him at the station, was still the same as she had been 5 years ago. She clasped within him within her arms and didn't say a word. She still used to feed her sparrow. So after returning from the abroad, Khuswant Singh just saw that everything was same, nothing was changed. One day she didn't recite her prayers, but still. One day she didn't recite her prayers, but instead collected the women of the neighborhood, got a drum, and started singing. The next morning she was ill with mild fever. The doctor said that there was nothing to worry about, but she was sure that her end was near. So, after coming from the abroad of Mr. Khuswant Singh, his grandmother was just collected to women from the society, and got a drum and started singing. And it was just that after that she was just in illness. The doctor said there was nothing to worry about, but she was sure that her end was near. She didn't want to waste her time talking to anyone in the family anymore, but spent her last hours in reciting her prayers, laying on bed. She died, and so her body lay on the bed, lifeless. As they prepared for her funeral, they saw all the sparrows sitting in the veranda around her, mourning her death. So, at the last of the story, you can see student here, just around the death body of the grandmother, all the sparrows were there. All the sparrows were just around the death body of the grandmother, and they were sitting there. They were mourning. It means we can see here the sparrows were mourning on the death of his grandmother. Now, so here this is the picture of the grandmother, student. So let us see about the grandmother. The thought of the grandmother being young and pretty, almost revolting to him. She was short, fat and slightly bent in stature. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkle. Her silvery white hair was scattered over her wrinkled face. The author remembered her hobbling around the house in the spotless white cloth, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop, and the other hand busy counting the beads of her rosary. Her lips constantly move in inaudible prayer. To the author, she could never have been pretty, but she reflected a divine beauty. She was like the winter landscape in the mountain. Student, this is very important. This is very important. This line. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains. So this is very important, student. Just try to find out this meaning of. Try to find out the meaning of this line, and this will be the assignment for you in my lecture. Now, the author's childhood with his grandmother. How was the childhood with his grandmother? Let us see. The author and his grandmother were good friends. His parents left him to stay with her when they shifted to the city. In the village, his grandmother took care of all his needs. She was quite active and agile. She used to wake him up in the morning and get him ready for school. She said her morning prayers in a sing-song manner, while she bathed and dressed him in the hope that her grandson would learn them by heart. The author listened to the prayer because he loved her voice, but never bothered to learn them. Then she would fetch his wooden slate, which she had already washed, and plastered it with yellow chalk. She would take an earthen ink pot and a reed pen and tie them in a bundle and hand it to author. After having a thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it for breakfast. Now this is very interesting thing. She was just having a thick and stale chapati with a little butter and sugar, which was spread on the chapati for breakfast. They used to leave for school. The author's grandmother always accompanied him to the school as it was attached to the temple. So this was the relationship, this was the author's childhood with his grandmother. So we can see here, grandmother was the only one person who was just careful about her grandson. Authors at school. How was his life in the school? The priest thought that children are the alphabet and the morning prayer. The children sat in 2 rows in the veranda. They would sing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus, while the author learned his lesson at school. The grandmother would read scriptures in the adjoining temple. On their way back, they would feed stale chapati to the dog. So this was the life of the author at school. They were just feeding chapati to the dogs. The turning point in the relationship of grandmother and the author. This is very important, student. Let us see what was the turning point in the relationship of grandmother and the author. The turning point came in their relationship when they moved to the city to stay with Khuswant Singh's parents. In the city, the author went to an English school in a motor bus. The grandmother could not accompany him to the school. As there were no dogs in the streets, the grandmother took to feeding the sparrows. So here you can see in the village, she was just feeding out to the stray dogs, and now here she was just feeding to the sparrows. So this is the difference between village and city. As the years rolled by, after passing many years, they saw less of each other. In spite of her immense interest in his studies, she could not help him in his lesson as he was learning English. The law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, and many more such things which she could not understand, and this made her unhappy. Sometimes she would ask him what the teacher had taught him. So now, student, here you can see in the English school, Khuswant Singh was just learning about the science, English, and so many things. But in his school, there was no teacher who was teaching about the God, culture, manner, Hinduism. A lot of things are there. That was not happening according to the grandmother. That is why she was unhappy. So this was the turning point to the relationship of grandmother and the author. Now grandmother distressed and disturbed. What was the reason? So let us see here. Grandmother didn't believe in the things taught at the English school and was distressed to learn that there was no teaching about God and the scriptures in the school. So this was the reason. Moreover, she was very disturbed at the idea of music lessons being given at the English school. To her, music had little association, and she considered music to be suitable for gentle folk. Now, student, you can see here distressed and disturbed. How was she disturbed? How was she distressed? Now, the grandmother celebrates the author's return and falls asleep. Student, you know this is very important question. This may be asked in your examination. So according to the examination point of view, this is very important. Try to understand this point. So grandmother celebrates the author's return and falls sick. After 5 years, the author found his grandmother at the station. When he returned, she held him in her arms. He found her more religious and more self-contained. She was very religious person. Grandmother was very religious. He could hear her reciting prayers. Even that day, the happiest moment for her was feeding the sparrows herself. However, something strange happened to her in the evening. For the first time ever, she did not pray. Instead, she collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing a song of the homecoming of warriors. She was just celebrating the homecoming of Khuswant Singh as a warriors. They tried to pursue her to stop to avoid understanding herself, but she didn't listen. She fell ill in the morning. So now this is the story. This is the point when the grandmother celebrated the author's return and fall sick. Now at last grandmother's death. The grandmother was diagnosed with a mild fever by the doctor, but she insisted that her end was near. Now here grandmother was just imagine that her death was near. That is why she identified that thing. She told everyone that she did not want to talk to anyone and would rather spend her last moment praying. She ignored everyone's protest and started counting the beads in her rosary while praying. After a short while, the author noticed that his grandmother's lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. She died a peaceful death. She was covered with a red shawl. So this was the end of the grandmother's life, and she just have a belief in God, and also she just identify her death that time. That is why she want only beading. She just want to beads in her rosary while praying, and at last she want to spend her life in peace. The sparrow mourned her death. So after the death of grandmother, the sparrow mourns on the death of her death. When the author and others came to take away the grandmother's body, they met a strange sight. So what was the sight? To mourn her death, a lot of sparrows had surrounded the grandmother's body. They were all silent when the author's mother offered the sparrows some bread, they refused to eat and quietly flew away after the grandmother's body was carried away for the last rites. So this was the scene which is held at last. This is a very tragical moment in which the sparrow mourn on the death of the grandmother. Key points of the chapter. Student, after this a lot of content, you can see here the key point of the chapter. These are the important points, student. You can keep remember as a story. With the help of this point, you can remember the story of the chapter. This is also the story of the chapter. This is the next part of the key points. Thank you for watching my video. Student, if you like this video, so please like and subscribe my channel, and also if you have any complaint, any query, so please comment in the comment section box. So please subscribe and like my channel, and please respond if you have any query, if you want any question, so please comment in my comment section box. Thank you. Have a nice day, student.